Jason, what stood out to you?
Yeah, for me, the past 13 seasons I've been on a team, been in the league, so you're always locked in on your own progress, how you're playing, and your teammates around you. So you don't get to see kind of the league as a totality. And there are a lot of talented players in the NFL. And yes, we always talk about the big names, the high-round draft picks. But for me, what stood out was some undrafted rookies that over the past few weeks we've talked about. Okay. Let's take a look at some of these undrafted guys that we've mentioned throughout the show. We've talked about Lance McCutcheon down with the Rams. We talked about the highlight plays that he's continued to make. Led all wide receivers in the preseason when it comes to yards from Montana State and caught passes from 7 different quarterbacks. He was on our rookie risers list. Now let's keep it with the receivers. Let's talk about Jarrett Bernhardt. This guy was a star lacrosse player. Now he's making plays for the Atlanta Falcons. We talked about him on our Take a Chance on Me players and rookie wide receivers. Played at Maryland, played lacrosse, then went to Ferris State, played quarterback, and did a lot of winning there. Let's move right along the list of these undrafted free agents, and let's get to a Jack Sanborn. This guy is a Chicago native, grew up in the suburbs there, grew up a huge Bears fan. Now he's an undrafted guy, making tackles, making interceptions, and putting his bid in to make that Chicago Bears team. Now let's talk about the next guy, Jalen Warren, a rookie running back. He was on Kyle's list of rookie risers. Look at him slipping out of tackles. He had a huge chip block this past week, knocking a guy down. This guy is trying to make the team. Went to Snow College before attending Oklahoma State, and his cousins with Willie Parker. Last guy, Obinia Eze. This guy we saw on Hard Knocks, talked about coming over from Nigeria, growing up in Nashville. Now he's trying to make the Lions roster. We saw his wife's support on Hard Knocks. These are guys that you don't often talk about, and the chance for me to sit in this seat, I've gotten to hear from my colleagues about these guys and to hear a little bit about their stories. And it gave me people to root for and players to root for that have been doing their thing throughout the preseason.
Absolutely. Those names and the lists that Peter came up with the last couple weeks have been tremendous. And one of the lists that Kyle did was the rookie risers, but the running backs, and specifically the late round guys, the underappreciated ones, the ones that the fan bases at the universities are up in arms about. Why didn't I see this from this guy when he was at my college? No. Fans of all the guys on this list, you should be thrilled. Damian Pierce, Zamir White, 4th round guys. James Cook goes 63rd overall to the Bills. Brian Robinson Jr., your recovery is of the utmost importance. He was involved in a terrible situation in Washington. He's hospitalized, but he can come back. He'll be stronger than ever. He can make a name for himself with the Commanders. He was going to be the guy for the Commanders. And then Jalen Warren, you mentioned, for the Steelers, he said, I'm hoping I cry happy tears on cutdown day. That's how much impact that these guys have had. This is the most beautiful thing about the preseason. We know who's going to be what. And then when you see names, you say names that have never been on your radar before, and then all of a sudden they're emerging, and specifically these late round guys. We knew a Kenneth Walker was going to become the guy in Seattle. He was a high pick, but these later round guys that all of a sudden they're hanging around a little bit more, and I'm happy for them.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you hear from coaches and personnel guys a lot of times coming into training camp, 51 of 53 roster spots have already been determined, right? So it's about those last 2 or so, and then what's happening into the practice squad. So, no. I will not dismiss the gentleman who led another comeback for the New York Jets yesterday to complete a perfect preseason of comeback victories. That is my man, Chris Streveler, Kyle Brandt. Chris Streveler from...
I don't remember.
South Dakota. There it is. Listen, I love the Baldy's. I love the Baldy's breakdowns. You know the Baldy's breakdowns?
Sure.
One of the things that Baldy, a lot of times, he'll break down the action on the field, but then he'll point to what's happening on the sidelines. And even in the press box or the luxury box, whatever you want to call that, the reaction of the teammates to Chris Streveler, once again leading a comeback, was incredible. This sideline just erupted. And Streveler's like punching people and throwing elbows. Some of the hardest hits I saw yesterday at MetLife Stadium were Streveler celebrating with his teammates. And I got to be honest with you, I'm a little bit surprised here. The Jets got themselves a glut of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They got 4 of them. Mike White had a hell of a game yesterday as well. Where are you going to put Chris Streveler? On the practice squad, maybe? I don't care where you put him, but you put him on an NFL roster or a practice squad. This guy belongs in the league. Although I did love that celebration with the Grey Cup. If we can watch that one again, that's amazing. I don't know if we
So
have it.
Mike White of 2021 preseason is Chris Streveler of 2022. Like
Chris Streveler is the Mike White of the. Listen, Robert Saleh. Quote, probably one of the greatest preseasons in the history of football. Jim Brown? No. Tom Brady? Bronco Nagurski? Chris Streveler. That's my takeaway.
When they sit you down for the Football Life special, Chris Streveler, I'm not even kidding, Mike. You're going to be the star of that thing. That was very good.
Well, they don't even have to sit down again. You can just run that clip.
Yep.
I would love to name some more undrafted guys and Chris Strevelers, but I just have to take a step back. What we learned in this preseason is there's some surprises coming this year, and they're coming. They're coming really soon. We have talked the whole preseason about who is this year's Bengals team? This team's in the Super Bowl? Let's just look, first of all, from the preseason, teams that didn't lose, teams that didn't win, all right? There's a bunch of them. There's a glut of them. All the ones on the left didn't lose any preseason games. All the ones on the right didn't win any. Did the math here. The odds of making the playoffs with a preseason undefeated or totally winless is about the same over the last 5 years. It's really the same, which means who the hell knows? I don't know. The Bears were brilliant in the preseason. They haven't had an undefeated preseason in years. Does that mean they're going to the playoffs? Of course not. Somebody like the Chargers or the Bucks didn't win a game. It doesn't mean much, which means we're still into the unknown. And I am still looking for a team that is going to absolutely make us fall off our chairs when they're not only in the playoffs, they're deep in the playoffs. I keep coming back to the Panthers, but there's crazy teams. If you want to take the Bengals equivalent of, oh my God, they went that far that quickly. We're talking about somebody like the Bears, who also have a second-year quarterback like the Bengals did last year. We're talking about someone who makes no sense right now, just as the Bengals did last year, and I don't think the preseason gave us any answers. I don't. The surprises are coming, guys. The games are coming. The surprises are coming. This season's going to shock us. Jason, you getting excited?